Well, hello and welcome back everybody. It's Complicated Relationships Reddit Stories. Hope you guys are safe and healthy. Now let's see what the story is about today. In today's story, OP says, "My wife is firm that she told me last summer in my office that she wasn't happy. Well, she's been having a secret relationship with another man and wants to leave me for him." It's time we listen to the story. Also, if you like my content, please like the video and do subscribe to the channel.
During an argument with my wife at the end of July, she said, "Start thinking about divorce." To me, this came out of nowhere, as I thought things had been going well, but later learned by chance that my wife was seeing someone else. Once I discovered this, I took some time to process this information. Eventually, my wife said, "I'm not happy. Let's start taking the first steps towards divorce." At this time, I confronted my wife, and to my surprise, she had no guilt and justified to her messing around with another man. She said, "I own it. Tell whoever you want." The more I looked into the things she said, the more I realized that she is a walkaway wife. I was down and depressed when my wife mentioned divorce, then went deeper when I learned about the AP, then dropped again to the lowest point when she felt no guilt and blamed it on me, saying that we never had an emotional connection after 15 years of marriage. My wife has been a stay-at-home wife for the last 5 years, taking care of our young kids, and I assumed some of her being down was the pandemic and the stress of taking care of young kids, but have since learned through personal reflection that I missed a number of signs. My wife is firm that she told me last summer in my office that she wasn't happy, but I never recall her saying something like that. Over the last couple of weeks, my wife has started therapy on what brought her to the cheating, and she continues to work on herself. To her credit, since she started, she is having more and more guilt about it. Her therapist is still working with her on what got her to the point of seeing another man behind my back, but hasn't addressed it yet. I have also started seeing a therapist. The first session was background on the existing trauma. I feel like the timing of my wife's therapy is off, and she's made herself the priority, not the marriage. Her therapy should have been done before the affair or during, not now, but better late than never.
This morning, OP's wife tells him that she wants to focus on herself first, then deal with him later. But what does he do in the meantime, being in limbo?
I've been spending a lot of time looking into our marriage and the role I played in not meeting her needs and her AP. I have learned a lot, and I'm trying to create a safe space for her so we can start to rebuild that emotional connection. What she is not doing is making any effort to rebuild my trust, but she answers any questions which I have with regard to her AP. This is me asking and making the effort as the betrayed spouse is unfair and probably a sign of us heading towards a divorce. I really want to make our marriage work because I want to make it a priority and address her unmet needs as well as keeping our family together. Am I being selfish by asking my wife to work on our marriage as a priority, or am I being selfish for not giving her the space and time needed? Have any of you reached out to your spouse's AP? I'm very tempted to reach out to him, but will any good come out of this? I want to blame him for pursuing a married woman, but I know my wife is more at fault for not stopping it. I know this isn't a good idea, but I am so mad and projecting my anger at him and my wife. Whenever I talk with my wife about her 18-month relationship with AP, they will deflect and point out problems in the relationship and make it such that they are the victims. I'm just trying to get details for some closure, but end up getting more upset and just walk away.
Now, here is the first update.
We have started divorce proceedings as she had initially refused to go to marriage counseling. She is thinking that a third party will help keep my emotions in check. Due to young kids, I'd like to try all options before our divorce is final. Anyway, does anyone have any advice or questions I should be asking? Most questions are like this, but is there one that stands out? 1. What did you do with him that you never do with me? 2. How did you feel after the first time you had relations with him? 3. What did you say to yourself to justify your actions? 4. Was it hard for you to keep lying to me about what you do and where you are? 5. What did he offer to you that I never did? 6. What did you tell him about us? Did you confide to him about our problems? 7. How did he make you feel when you were with him? 8. What do you feel for him? 9. Did you talk about a future together? 10. Would you leave me for him if he asked for it?
Okay, it's time for the second update.
With our 2 young kids, we are planning on having Thanksgiving and Christmas this year as a family. The question I have is that my extended family, parents, brother, sister-in-law, etc., are wanting to join us, but my wife has not talked with them since D-Day in mid-August. I want to keep things civil for the kids, and I'm worried the affair becomes the elephant in the room, which makes everyone uncomfortable. I keep telling my wife that she needs to make it right and talk to my family who wanted to hear her side, but as the months have gone, the resentment has built from the lack of respect and not talking. Do I just keep them separate or try to patch things up? Ideally, my wife should be doing this, but she was being selfish by seeing another man and her behavior after I discovered it, so I'm not expecting much from her. I just know it impacts my kids' enjoyment when my mom isn't with us, so I'll like to do something for them if possible. I was thinking I could be the better man, but it is not worth it for one person who had no respect for me. One of the things I still can't figure out is that my soon-to-be ex-wife said she felt guilty and remorseful over her 18-plus month secret relationship, but only shares this with her inner circle of friends who knew about it, not me. I've told her that she is self-centered and not showing any empathy or compassion for the damage she has done. I'm working on no contact outside of dealing with our kids, but still go back to her not showing guilt in her actions. I know it shouldn't matter anymore, but this is the mother of my kids, so I start to think, would she treat the kids the same way? Outside of shame, I tend to think my soon-to-be ex-wife is not remorseful, and if she does express regrets, her inner circle of friends just enable her more and to not look back at the devastation she has left behind for me to deal with.
Now, here is the third update.
She moved out in November 2020, and as of today is officially dating her affair partner long distance. The issue that I'm having is that I am struggling with the anger from all of this and losing my kids 50% of the time. My youngest has abandonment issues from missing his mom, and my oldest, 8, has increased anxiety. I kept the marital home and have tried to keep things as normal as possible while keeping my sadness inside and just talking with a therapist and friends. Last week, my youngest brought an item from my ex's house, which reminds me of her AP. I texted her not to have my kids bring these over, to which she responded, okay. No sorry, and I no longer expect that. This morning, she dropped the kids off at my house 20 minutes late and didn't provide an explanation. I called her out on it, but she didn't respond. I then said it again and said, who are you to have another man, which has left me with massive nightmares and doesn't even have the respect to tell me she's running 15 minutes late with the kids? She just said, I'm good, so you deal with your stuff. I know deep down this is just the standard for dealing with a woman like her, but my kids saw me slam the front door on her when she said that. I try to set the best example I can, but sometimes I have a setback. With all of this, and with therapy, I have always taken the high road and never said anything bad about my ex to my kids. I haven't even exposed this to more than my friends and family for support. The fact that my ex-wife is still dating her AP and doesn't see the damage she has done to me and my family drives me insane. Each day, I fight the urge to call up her AP's parents and expose him for the piece of trash that he is. He is 39 and single. My friends and therapists say, what good will it do? But I keep thinking that I am exposing a man that has no respect for me or my family. The fact that it's only a matter of time before this AP is introduced to my kids is another story.
Well, OP has given us his last update after 1.5 years. I've been divorced for just about 18 months and 2 years out of D-Day. My ex-wife never even tried reconciliation and was a walkaway wife. While she was having her affair, she was open about it to all her family and friends, who, even before they were all blocked, would send me messages and saying how my ex's affair partner was nice. I just blocked everyone and continued to take the high road, as the damage from the affair, divorce and losing my family destroyed me inside, but the best part is that it gets a little better each day. Anyway, my ex continued to date AP long distance, about 1000 to 1600 kilometers away, and they will fly back and forth. I know this because my ex won't call the kids when she's with him. Now she wants to take my kids on her next trip to see him in this summer. This is an AP I have never met, but my young kids knows as mom's boyfriend. He met them in person once or twice, but the kids under 10 don't talk to me about it and I don't ask. I keep thinking about the moral compass of these people. I have no legal right to prevent this, but I'm struggling with losing my kids 50% of the time. I don't really have a choice here, but would be interested in hearing some advice from the community. Thank you all for listening. Before we go, let's listen to a few comments by the community.
Pereira 1955 says, "You're completely right in your anger towards your wife, but for the sake of your children, you should keep a cordial relationship with her and her AP. Now, you know what to expect from her. Zero excuses and zero empathy with your pain. So, move on. Life is long, and your time will arrive. Be prepared when it will come. For now, go NC, settle down. From now, all interactions between both of you should do by mail. In the future, if she does something that makes you angry, do not answer back and keep cool. All she wants is to tease you, so don't give her that satisfaction. Then, at the first opportunity, fight her back and do something you know that makes her angry." OP's reply: "Thank you for the response. I know that deep down, I have no interest in getting back together with my wife, but need to get over the fact that, even after 10 plus years of marriage and building a life together, it meant nothing to her while it was my entire world." Beb252 says, "She's still manipulating you and you respond back like you're still hurting. Why not try to move away from her? She's doing these things on purpose and you're falling to her trap. She's playing you in her hands. Don't let her win the mind games with you." OP's reply: "I would love to move away, but I stayed in our marital home to keep things normal for our children. I'm in my hometown with my brother down the street and my parents 5 miles away, so I like the support, and we've gotten closer through all of this."
Please like, comment and share the video if you enjoyed it. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you will be notified when we upload the next video. Take care.